Part 1. The Quiet Cul-de-sac. Willow Creek had always been an immaculate neighborhood. The grass stayed trimmed to exactly 2.5 inches. Mailboxes were freshly painted every 6 months, and every driveway looked like it had never seen a single oil stain. Rules were rules, and the Willow Creek Homeowners Association made sure of that. But something was off about House 27. It wasn't unkempt. In fact, it was flawless. The lawn was a perfect emerald, hedges clipped like topiary sculptures. The windows sparkled, but no one ever saw anyone living there. For almost 2 years, rumors circulated. Some said it belonged to a wealthy businessman who only visited once a year. Others claimed it was bought by an eccentric millionaire who never left the house. But truthfully, no one in Willow Creek had ever seen the owner of House 27, not even the mailman. Until that one night. 1. The stranger at the meeting. All in favor of banning inflatable Halloween decorations? Asked Meredith, the strict and humorless head of the HOA board. A few reluctant hands rose around the circle in the clubhouse. Then, from the back of the room, a hand went up. Long, pale fingers. Everyone turned. A man stood near the fire exit. He wore a black overcoat, old-fashioned like something from the 1940s. His face was half hidden beneath a brimmed hat. No one had seen him come in. "I vote against," the man said quietly. There was a long pause. Meredith blinked. "I'm sorry, you are?" The man took a step forward. His shoes echoed on the tiled floor. "Mr. Blackwell, House 27. A chill rippled through the room. For a second, it felt like even the fluorescent lights flickered. No one spoke. Some exchanged nervous glances. Meredith tried to maintain control. "Well, Mr. Blackwell, welcome. It's just a minor neighborhood vote." He said nothing more, just nodded once, and stepped back into the shadows. By the end of the meeting, he had vanished. 2. Emma's curiosity. Emma Rivera, 32, lived in House 25 with her husband Daniel. She was a freelance illustrator and often worked by her window, watching the calm of the neighborhood while sketching characters for children's books. But that night after the HOA meeting, she couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Blackwell. "I've never seen anyone go in or out of that house," she said to Daniel. "Have you?" Daniel was brushing his teeth. "Maybe he works night shifts. Or he's just private. Rich folks are weird." Emma frowned. No deliveries. No trash bins ever out. And yet, everything's perfectly maintained. It's like the house takes care of itself. That night, as she lay awake, Emma glanced out the window. House 27's lights were off, but the porch light flickered, once, twice, like a silent signal. 3. The missing boy. 3 days later, the news spread like wildfire. Jeremy Lang, a 14-year-old boy from the next block, had gone missing on his way home from school. Police searched the woods behind the neighborhood, checked traffic cameras, and even questioned neighbors. Nothing. Emma sat outside with her sketch pad, restless. A patrol car passed slowly. She glanced toward House 27. Then something caught her eye. The curtains in the second-floor window moved. A shadow, a figure just behind the lace. She stood up, heart pounding. Was Mr. Blackwell watching? 4. Midnight visit. Emma couldn't sleep. The silence of Willow Creek was too perfect, too artificial. Around 2:13 a.m., something drew her to the window again. House 27's porch light was on, and on the steps something sat there. No, someone. Mr. Blackwell. He was sitting perfectly still, as if waiting. Emma grabbed her robe and phone. Daniel snored softly. Quietly, she slipped out the front door. She crossed the cul-de-sac slowly, each step feeling like a trespass. As she reached the gate of House 27, Blackwell spoke without turning. "You shouldn't be here." Emma froze. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask, do you know anything about the missing boy?" Silence. Then he stood. "I know many things, Ms. Rivera." He turned. His face was older than she remembered. Gaunt. His eyes were a pale gray, almost colorless. "Jeremy Lang is not the first," he whispered. "And he won't be the last." Emma's breath caught in her throat. "What do you mean?" Blackwell stepped closer. This neighborhood, this perfect little prison, is built on old things. Forgotten things. He looked past her. They wake when rules are broken. 5. The old documents. The next morning, Emma visited the town records office. She asked about House 27. The clerk raised an eyebrow. That's the old Harrow property. Been there since the 1800s. Burned down once. Rebuilt in the 70s. Emma flipped through dusty files. House 27 was originally part of the Harrow estate, a reclusive family known for eccentric beliefs and ritualistic practices. The last known owner before the modern rebuild? Victor Harrow Blackwell. She found a photo. Same black coat. Same hat. Same face. But the file was dated 1947. He hadn't aged a day. The photo in the records office stared back at Emma like a ghost. The same face, the same expressionless stare, and the name. Victor Harrow Blackwell. Dated October 1947. Impossible. He would be well over 100 years old by now. But that was him. Down to the sunken cheeks and gray eyes like stone. Emma took a picture of the file and left the office with a pounding heart. Something ancient was hiding in Willow Creek. And House 27 wasn't just a mystery, it was a warning. 6. The HOA files. Emma didn't sleep that night. Her sketches, once full of playful dragons and princesses, were now covered in shadows and symbols, things she couldn't remember drawing. She met Meredith the next morning under the pretense of volunteering for the HOA newsletter. It gave her access to the archives, folders of complaints, letters, and HOA violations dating back decades. But something was odd. House 27 had never once received a violation. Even when other houses were fined for grass being 3 inches long, House 27 never missed a rule. Emma found an old note, dated June 1981. Refrain from confronting Mr. Blackwell. He has a grandfather clause exemption. Board members are advised not to approach House 27. HOA President J. Forrester. Grandfather clause? She flipped back further. In 1969, the HOA charter was restructured. And hidden in the margins of one contract were these handwritten words. He stays. The balance holds, as long as the rules are followed. 7. Breaking the rules. That night, Emma walked the neighborhood. The streets were quiet, too quiet. The kind that presses on your ears like the world is holding its breath. She passed House 14. Its trash bins were still out. A violation. House 32 had an inflatable black cat on the lawn. Halloween was still 2 weeks away. Another violation. But it was House 18 that stopped her. A boy, maybe 9 or 10, was riding a scooter down the sidewalk after curfew. Go home, she whispered, heart racing. Please go home. The boy turned toward her with a confused look, then rode on. And then, without sound, the street lights flickered off. Darkness swallowed the cul-de-sac. From the shadows, Emma heard a sound that didn't belong. Not footsteps, not an engine. It was like rattling bones. She turned. In the distance, the boy had vanished. A low hum filled the air. The porch light of House 27 turned on. 8. Blackwell's truth. Emma knocked on the door of House 27, trembling. It opened before she touched it. Mr. Blackwell stood in the doorway, as though he'd been waiting. You see it now, he said. Don't you? Emma stepped in. The air inside was cold, not from temperature, but from time. The house smelled like aged paper, like nothing had ever been modernized. Where are the children going? She asked. He turned. Nowhere. And everywhere. They are taken back. Not by me. By it. The one that owns the land beneath us. He gestured to the window. This neighborhood was not built on clean earth. Before homes, before laws, there were offerings. Blood and bone. Sacrifice to the Hollow One. Emma's skin crawled. The what? Blackwell pointed to the wall. An old portrait. A creature tall and faceless, with antlers like twisted trees and fingers too long for any human. The Hollow One, he whispered. It doesn't speak. It doesn't think. It feeds. And the only thing keeping it bound is the rules. Emma stumbled backward. The HOA. He nodded slowly. The association was never about beauty. It's a cage made of rules.
Symmetry.
Order.
Control.
Every lawn trimmed, every bin placed, every light timed to keep the cracks closed. And when someone breaks a rule, his face darkened. It wakes.
And it takes.
9. The old circle. Emma demanded answers. Why live here at all? Why stay? Blackwell walked to a glass cabinet and opened it. Inside were journals, photographs, and a single iron key. Because I made a pact, he said. My family's blood is tied to this land. Harrow blood. We were the original keepers, and I am the last. He handed her the key. Under the clubhouse, he said. There is a trapdoor beneath the floor. Use this. You'll see the truth. Emma left, key in hand, heart hammering. That night, she snuck into the clubhouse and used the key beneath the rug. The trapdoor opened with a groan that echoed into blackness. She descended into a stone room, older than the foundation above it. At the center was a circle of ash, bones, and rusted symbols. And in the center, a pulsing crack in the floor, like a wound. She stepped closer. And then a whisper. Rule breaker. 10. Final judgment. The next morning, the town awoke to chaos. House 14 had collapsed overnight, its foundation gone. No one could find the owners. House 32 was covered in strange symbols, burnt into the siding. Police blocked off the area. And in the middle of the street, a trail of ash leading toward House 27. Emma ran to the clubhouse and called an emergency HOA meeting. Meredith, furious, refused at first, but when Emma showed her the photo from 1947, the underground chamber and the list of disappeared residents over the years, she caved. The rules, Emma said. We need to reinforce them. She stood before the neighborhood that night, reading out new orders. No decorations before the date. No bins left out past midnight. No lawn overgrown. No trespassing. No noise after 9 p.m. No children out alone after sunset. They listened. They obeyed. And the hollow one slept again. Epilogue. The new keeper. 2 weeks later, House 27 stood empty. Blackwell was gone, no trace, no belongings. Just a note left on Emma's doorstep. The circle must be watched. The cracks sealed. My time is over.
It is yours now.
V.H. Blackwell. Emma stood by the window of House 27, watching the quiet cul-de-sac. The porch light flickered once, twice, and then went still.